I feel like this lighting makes me look like I'm in like the sequel to The Social Network. So today I'm going to talk to you about the advantages of ugly duckling syndrome. I have to say there aren't many, but they are very good. Now, this is not to say that girls who have always been pretty have no personality. It's just that the way the world is, it's not their fault, but they tend to be valued only for, you know, the outside. And I think even people who are, you know, like genuinely very nice and very smart and very talented, they get pushed aside for somebody who's not quite all of those things. You know, they're fairly smart, fairly talented, fairly nice, but they're 20 times better looking. So it's like, it's not even about qualifications anymore. And then you have people like Donald Trump. I'm not gonna talk about him because he's not worth talking about. Honestly, it's because we paid so much attention to him that he got this close to the Oval Office, and I hate it. Moving the f*** on. I think the number one thing is, my friend Yvette likes to say, you know, I had to form a personality, damn it. So, and I think for a really good chunk of my young life, I was just bitter about not being pretty or not being considered pretty. But like after I got into college, after I started college, it wasn't so bad. Like it was then that I started getting noticed, and I didn't know what to do. And I think that's another advantage. Like when you start getting, you know, attention from, you know, other people, opposite sex, the same sex, whatever, you don't really know what to do. And I think it was because there was one person who did find me attractive when I wasn't quite out of my awkward stage yet, that I let into my life, and then very quickly realized I didn't want him there. I kind of got an extra bonus kind of advantage because the thing was, my mental state at the time was, who else is gonna want me? Who else? And even though I didn't learn it right away, I did very quickly push him back out of my life because I just realized I didn't want it. But years later, I realized that that's how I should live my life, like anyway. It's not about who wants me, it's if I am okay with me. And I know that's really cliche and it's really hard to say that with people because, you know, at the end of the day, you do really want people to like you, or most of us do anyway. You know, you do want people's approval, which is why it's so nice to have friends and you know, and family members who are also friends. And I'm very lucky that I think I've come to a point that my family, like my cousins, we reach a point of maturity and then it just stops there. So so the rest of my cousins kind of stopped, and then I had time to catch up. It's kind of a mean thing to say, but it's also incredibly true. We're just, and the thing is, it kind of applies to everybody because I think a lot of us, like if you see my dad and his siblings, they just, after some point, they just kind of stopped aging. So, but like that chunk of my life when I was bitter was because I wanted so badly to be approved of, and nothing I thought I could do would change that. And it was just a really rough time, being fat and awkward and liking different things from what everybody else liked, and it was difficult. But then when I finally, you know, was pushed into a different group of people, which was in college, you know, I had people who thought I was interesting or thought I was of some value, even if it was just, you know, helping them write their papers. Because, oh, you're so good at English, help me. Like, okay. And it was in college when I discovered I could just ask for stuff. And half the time, it would be given to me. You know, not like material things, but if I wanted a part in some play, you know, I could just go and try, and it's nearly as good as mine if I give it my all. It's just like in high school and in grade school, it was like, it doesn't matter if you give your all. There's somebody prettier than you who is easier to train, sayonara to your dreams or whatever. But as bitter as it made me, it prepared me. And, you know, all of those things put together I'm grateful for them now. I kind of wish there was an easier way to learn those things, because now there are all these people from my past that I hate very much, and for good reason. It's not just because they're part of a bad past, but they made that bad past, and I have no trouble pinning that on them. I had the privilege of having to develop a personality. I had the privilege of being secure in what I want, in who I am and what I want. You know, if I'm not comfortable, I can say no. I don't have to be with you just because you like me. I like me. And that's enough. Scram, you know? It's so, you know, it's 10 years down the road from all that, you know, between 14 and 24. And I just feel so empowered now. Although I will admit I've overdone the saying no a little bit. I think I've always been kind of an ambivert, but only lately have I leaned more towards introversion. So I say no to virtually everything because my assumption about myself is just always, I need to be left alone. I don't know, I'm just rambling. I guess what I just want to say is, if you're going through ugly duckling syndrome, just hold on. You're going to be fine. Sweater weather, it is raining. Ugh. It's gonna, like, when I hit 30, I'll just stop maturing, I think. Although I will admit that maybe I've overdued. But I realize I do love spending time with my friends, and we all hate people, and it's so great.